What's Good Podcast? We're back. It's Jacob Gardner.
Jay Harrison.
And today we're going to be talking about all sports today. Just a quick sports rewind of the past couple weeks of what's been going on.
Yeah.
Basically a March month recap that's going to be going on today because it's April 1st.
Yeah.
And what do you want to start with today, Shay?
Sure. I want to start with, recent news, Rashid Rice, in his, car accident, whatever is going on with him. The last couple of days we figured out that he, got into a car accident. He was in a Corvette. His friend was in a Lambo, and they got into a 6-vehicle accident. And basically, he got out of his car, fled the scene, and they're still looking for him. So I think that's pretty crazy. These younger kids, you're living life in the NFL.
Yeah,
you're a star receiver. It's like, and you're just gonna go ruin your life doing that. Like,
this is obviously not obviously his first, I guess, incident we know about, but obviously we've seen before. It was like, I want to say it was before COVID, like right during COVID with Henry Ruggs.
Oh yeah,
and his drunk driving incident where he's in jail for a good minute. And obviously Kadarius Toney, he didn't really have off the field issues, but I mean he just sucks in general. So I mean that's just another AFC West receiver.
Yeah.
So, but also to think about something else about the Chiefs though. They're gonna be signing a rugby player. I forget his name, but I saw that.
Yeah.
And there's like big speculation on how he's gonna fare in the NFL, and I honestly think he's gonna do good.
They say he's like the fastest too, because he's faster than Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Too. So
I think he's gonna fare well for the fact that in rugby you're playing just straight body.
Yeah.
And it's not like the pads put too much weight on your body. They don't play in heavy. I mean, you can have thick pads, but lighter pads still do the same thing, and it gives you more freedom to move.
Yeah.
And knowing that he's about to be a running back who just has blazing speed, it's like people are calling him the new Deebo Samuel, except just ruthless. Because I mean, rugby you're literally just running through people, no regards for your human life.
No, yeah. So that's the first thing we want to talk about. Next, let's go to the MLB. Show Ohtani and his interpreter in that situation. They're gambling. Who knows what the real story is, but as we know, the interpreter was he took $4.5 million out of Ohtani's bank account and was using that toward his gambling addiction. So,
but it's a he said game. The interpreter saying it's all Ohtani, talking about some Ohtani told me to do it in order for him to make some extra money, but Ohtani's not claiming any of that. Which, why would Ohtani claim any of that? Because I mean, that's literally illegal. You're not supposed to bet on anything since you're playing or anything on your sport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just I think in general. Honestly.
It probably is in general, honestly, but we have to look more into that.
And I mean, you sign a $700 million contract, and if you're the Dodgers, you're like, dude, I mean, come on, like
that's a lot. That's a lot of money burnt if this goes wrong. If everything goes wrong, that's so much money burnt off his name.
Yeah.
And then plus, because he won't be able to play, so that's literally just a wasted cap space. Because he's not even pitching, so it's just a hitter.
Yeah.
Like he's just a wasted batter. And
yeah. So
he's DHing, so it's like who's gonna replace him?
And I don't know like the logistics of like what exactly happens to him if they find out he did it.
I know what you mean, yeah.
But I mean the interpreter can go to jail for sure.
Well, no, interpreter, yeah, probably, yeah.
But Ohtani, I mean I think he receives at least 80 game suspension. I mean if you get caught with PEDs, that's first already, of all 60 or 80 games.
Yeah.
So then this is probably
a worse infraction when you think about it.
So
yeah, it definitely is a worse infraction.
You're thinking about 60 to 80 games that he misses. And you're thinking about this Dodger team who, I mean, it's World Series or bust for them.
Oh,
so
no.
Without him, that you
at
lose.
At this rate, it's been a World Series or bust for the Dodgers, the Braves. There's so many teams where it's just World Series or bust because they make all these trades to get all these big name players and they do nothing with it. I mean, Freeman, I don't know why you would leave the Braves after winning with them, but I mean, hey, I guess he saw something better, but it's not like he left much because they're getting bounced first round, like he's getting bounced first round. So
yeah, and then
I mean, I guess it was fair exchange, no robbery. But also within baseball talks, let's look at the Yankees. Talking about Juan Soto, it's his Yankee debut, and also 4-0 start against their rival Houston Astros. I mean, no one would expect that to come along because every year in the playoffs the Yankees can't get it done, and obviously it's a 7-game series. But when you look at it, they just did a clean sweep. I mean, if we can see this in the postseason, the Yankees might get over the hump they need to get over. So this might give Yankee fans a little bit of life.
Yeah,
and maybe get their 28th ring.
Something like that. I mean, you look at them and I mean, on paper they're one of the best rosters in baseball with him, Judge, Stan, Rizzo, all these guys. But they lose to the Astros every year in the playoffs, and I think this is a good sign, like you said, for Yankee fans because getting it done early is a big thing in baseball. And Juan Soto, I think he won Player of the Week this week too.
He had to.
So
he went.
Yeah, so him doing good things is a good sign for the Yankee franchise.
And, as him and our other two podcast mates, Padres fans, how do you guys feeling about it? We got split it? You guys split it with the Giants 2-2?
Yeah, we split with the
Yeah.
Giants 2-2.
I think it was a hopeful series start after Yu Darvish was able to get that win. But then, Joe Musgrove just looked like he didn't know what he was doing on the mound. I don't know what it was. But, 3-0 to start the game, and they just couldn't get the ball rolling, and then you guys lost back-to-back because that second game you lost too.
Dylan Cease pitched the second, so it's a Sunday?
Yeah.
Or no, that was Saturday.
Saturday. Monday.
He had a good debut. He gave up 3 runs, but you think that the offense could pick you up after that. But the Padres offense is just,
It's hit or miss with the Padres offense.
Hit or miss.
Because, we saw yesterday, 13 runs.
Yeah.
So you don't know what to expect because it's just if the Padres have to have good long stints without having bad long stints too. And that's honestly every sport. Like when it's a long duration season, like football, it's different. You only got 16 games. You really want to be hot the whole time. But in baseball and basketball, like 82 games, 160 games, like as long as you have good solid stints and you have a winning record, you have a good chance of making the playoffs. Yeah. That's all you can hope for.
And in baseball, you got to win series too. So
even splitting,
splitting's not bad.
So. Yeah. As long as you don't lose a series, unlike my Nationals. And I don't know how to feel about it because getting walked off. I don't even know his name. It was I don't even know. It was Encarnacion Strand.
Yeah.
We were up 5-3. Then we gave up a ding dong. I think it was Ellie De La Cruz. No, it wasn't.
No, it was the other dude. I forget Benson or whatever his name was.
Someone on the team. He went yard, dead center. Okay, whatever. 5-5. Next batter, back-to-back home runs is crazy. But being a Nationals fan can only go so far.
Oh yeah, no.
And then looking else around the league, not much going on. It's just big. It's been games, but like the Dodgers had a walk off, I think yesterday, and then nothing much else going on in the major leagues. It's only opening weekend.
Yeah.
We're only 5 games deep or 4 games for most people, but 5 games for the what's
6
it called?
games for us.
Yeah. See, it's like the Dodgers and Padres because they started in Korea. And I don't think we touched on that, huh? How that went?
It was.
You guys split that weekend.
We split that weekend. We should have. We should have won both games if the ball didn't go through Cronenworth's glove.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sitting here 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. watching the game, and he goes through his glove, and I'm like, why did I even wake up for this? But second game it's an outburst in runs. I think 15-11 we won. So it was a good series overall. To the first 2 series, this being the Dodgers and the Giants, who are supposed to be 2 like NL West, top of the division teams, like. To be splitting with them, I don't think that's a bad sign for Padres fans.
It's not, but because you also know though, like the Diamondbacks, God bless playing the Rockies. I guess they
exactly.
No, yeah, did they split? I think they
they won 3 out of
3. Yeah, they went 3 or 4. Yeah, they went 3-1. So that doesn't help you. And then the Giants are just somewhere in the mix.
Yeah,
because you just played them. That was their first weekend, so you guys playing them didn't really hurt you guys so much because you guys are still 500.
Yeah,
most teams. There's only the Mets are 0. The Mets are yet to win. The Marlins are yet to win. And the Houston Nationals and the Chicago White Sox.
There's only a couple teams. That
everybody else has gotten to win at least within their series. They didn't do too bad. Look at but our big talk has been around for the past couple podcasts. We're gonna come back to it with the March Madness. And yesterday was the end of the Elite Eight. Now we have it's our final 4 teams. So coming out of the East region, we have UConn. The South region, we have NC State. The West region, we have who beat Clemson?
Alabama.
Alabama out of the West, and out of the Midwest, we have Purdue. And as you know, NC State is the only bottom 8 seed to make it. They're an 11 seed because it's 16 seeds, so top 8, bottom 8. And NC State it's been a run because they won 5 games to get there. Because if they didn't win their conference tournament, they weren't making the tournament. So they won their conference tournament, and now they've won 4 in a row. So it's not 8. So that's 9. Now it's 9 because...
Yeah, it's 9.
Yeah, it's 9. Now on a 9-game win streak. And, this guy, DJ Burns, bro. Who? I don't know how you... Literally top-heavy dude. Like, you don't stop him. I don't know how you can. The only way you could is if you get rid of his drop step. That was it was in the fact that he kept getting to it. I was just like...
Yeah.
And it's because it's... Yeah, but hey, if you don't make adjustments, you're going to get killed. And I don't know if the coach just wasn't seeing it or just for all teams because it wasn't just Duke. It was... They beat
Marquette.
They beat who's the 6th
Oakland. So they beat
Marquette, Oakland, and then they did beat Marquette. Who was
I forget who the 6th seed was, but if we're looking ahead to the Final Four, they play Purdue, and it's gonna be a top heavy matchup with Burns and Edey. Edey, he's a great player. I think he is NBA ready now, but he is kind of soft. He's just, I mean, he's huge. So
It was Texas
that's why
Tech, by
he's
the way.
Texas Tech. Okay, that's why he's so good. But I mean, DJ Burns being like 300 pounds to match up with Edie, and I don't think Purdue has played a team with a
They
with
really
a
haven't.
big
Edie has just been dominating. But
dominate.
the
Yeah,
same, I feel like it's the same thing with DJ Burns and NC State. When you think about it, because Filipowski, he is a big, but he's not. He's
no,
more. He's really just a big
it's
guard.
like a stretch. Yeah,
He's a stretch. Yeah, stretch four. Thank you.
yeah,
Stretch four. And I mean, he fouled out with like over 10 minutes to go. I think it was bad.
yeah.
Like, it was bad. He fouled out early. So like that just didn't help Duke. And the fact is, like, yeah, NC State won by 12, but when you, I mean, like, Duke wasn't even down and out for most of it. It was just a 6 point game that they couldn't get past the hump. Every time they scored a bucket, DJ Burns was walk down. He didn't even run. The dude would literally just walk down the floor, get the ball, drop step, 2 points,
Yeah.
and then foul and one because he's so big that any contact the ref is gonna blow the whistle. Same thing with Zach E. So I wonder how that's gonna fare because when they match up, are the refs gonna blow the whistle or are they gonna be like, now we gotta let these fools play because they gotta, if they're gonna blow a whistle for one dude, they gotta blow for the other, and then at that point, someone's gonna foul out too early, and that's gonna be the game.
Yeah, and Zach Edey shot 22 free throws, so it's like
That's
they were.
like that, and the thing is, he hits his free throws. He doesn't just.
They both do. So the thing is, yeah, it's whoever fouls out first or gets in foul trouble for that game. And then looking over to the other side, you got Alabama and Purdue, not Purdue, UConn. And I think it's just Alabama screwed in this situation because UConn is the best team I've ever seen.
No, I mean, I don't really. I'm like you, and the thing is, Alabama likes to run, but so does UConn,
And they're not big.
and they're not big. Alabama, like I lose because watching them play Clemson, like PJ Hall. PJ Hall is not he's a big size dude, but he's not really a big, like he's another stretch forward who's just bigger than Filipowski and was cook. He didn't really, I don't think he was cooking like that, but he was making him pay. And I was like confused. I'm like, how do y'all? And they had there's a number 4 on Clemson who's not even that tall, but he's just a wide body, was working down low.
Yeah.
So if Alabama couldn't stop that, and they have their guards play down low, which was weird, like consistently. Like number 55, I forget his name, but I thought he was big. I was like, that's a guard. He was playing down low on the block. Like that's not gonna beat Klingon, right?
Yeah, Klingon.
Klingon. That big white boy is just about to work everyone on that squad.
Yeah, and Klingon really does wonders for that UConn team because you have like Castle and Newton who are top tier guards in college basketball. So if they, I mean, and it's all about guards in March Madness.
Yeah, quite literally.
If they can't stop, I mean, in Alabama's guards, yeah, they have Mark Sears and a couple other guys, but I just don't think that they're going to be able to match up and beat Klingon because it's just
exactly. That's like it's all about guards until you don't have a big.
Yeah.
Like you need one big to work around, but your guards are what carries the most because the guards are what score the points, but your bigs get you the second chances and stop the second chances.
Exactly.
And Klingon's just going to work down low, and then I think we have UConn. We'll probably have UConn going to the championship game. And I don't, but who do you think, NC State or Purdue? I want to say Purdue because it feels like
it's a magical run though.
I know it feels like the 2019 Virginia team where they lost 2018 to UMBC, the first ever one seed to lose in the first round. They bounce back, they steamroll, and mind you, Virginia beat Purdue to get in the Elite Eight. Virginia beat Elite Eight to get to the Final Four against Auburn, and then they won because Kyle Guy hit 3 free throws.
Free throws, yeah.
Because it was, I mean, I don't know what he was doing. Like I was like, you fouled, but
Yeah.
like all you had to do was
Just back up.
oh my goodness, that was a crazy ending. But I think I don't know. I actually don't know.
And it's like they're blowing me away too because honestly I wasn't high on Purdue when they came in because I was like, oh, it's just the same team that they lost to FDE last year, and same exact team basically they brought back, but Edie's more dominant this year, so yeah. So.
Edie turned the burners on and was just cooking people left and right.
Yeah, but I mean, we can stick with basketball and go over to the NBA because I think there's some storylines going on with those different teams. I want to start with the Warriors. They're clinging on. They're clinging on to a play-in spot.
Yeah, play-in.
But they have a lot of drama going on with Draymond Green and Steph Curry. Because I know the other night, Draymond Green, I don't know what's up with him. He is, we've always seen he's a very emotional guy, but
he's going from emotional to just anger. It's just toxic for him to be there. It's not helping anybody.
Curry was crying the other night I saw after he got ejected. So I think Curry's just over it. Klay Thompson is almost washed at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like,
so
it's just, and it's like it's tough because it was because of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Like, mind you, like let's think, like if Klay, like looking at that 2019 year, KD got hurt, but they were still competing. Like they didn't yes, like obviously KD was a big factor, but they still got 2 games without KD being there in the finals. Like it was, but then Klay got hurt in Game 6, and then they were up, and then they lost.
Yeah,
because Curry couldn't do it all by himself. Mm-hmm. Then Curry got hurt, but it was only his hand, so he came back quick, and then Klay. He came back, I feel like, and then got hurt again.
He came back to practice and tore his Achilles.
There it is, yeah.
So
it was it was just injuries for Clay. Like he couldn't hoop. And in 2022, he got his. I wouldn't even say it was his. I guess he didn't return to full form. He just returned to. I guess you call him a role player because he was hitting the threes like he usually does, but it wasn't like we're feeding Clay. It's just if Clay gets it, we're expecting him to shoot it because Jordan pulled and like they had a team and like and I've been hearing other people who analyze basketball. People talking about like Steve Kerr's got to go because they were talking about like his coaching. His coaching has been questionable. But I mean, I'm like who I don't know what you want him to do. Like it's not like he has the best roster to work with. Like you have Kuminga, you have Curry. I mean
Thompson, Green, and then what? Looney's still
there.
So they're an above average or they're an average team. I'm not even gonna say above average because they're getting old. They're getting up there, and I think that Curry and Clay and those guys have a couple more years, and they're gonna have to go into the rebuilding stage again.
Yeah, and if you look at the roster,
yeah. I mean, and
I forgot the CP3's there. But he's not making much noise clearly.
Washed. I mean, he's completely washed.
Yeah, he's just trying to get a ring, but that was not the best trade for him. Mm-mm. Andrew Wiggins is there.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they have hope in Trace Jackson Davis. He's been making noise for himself.
Yeah.
I mean, literally besides that, dude, this team is. It's
average, man.
Literally, like Fly says, it's Steph Curry and a bunch of nobodies. Like it's not much they're working with here.
Yeah, and I mean, will they even make the playoffs is the question because I'm looking at it here. The Rockets. I mean, they're on a 9. They're 9. They've won, I think, 9 in a row, 10 in a row at this point. What do they win?
Yeah, I think they are because their last 10, they're 9-1.
9-1, yeah. So
yeah, no, literally their last game they lost to the Mavericks, but no, they're on a 9. They were on a 9-game win streak up to that point.
So it's like those guys are behind. That's the only team behind the Warriors that I think can catch them. Because then you got the Lakers and the Suns above them. So this play-in for the West is going to be interesting because you're going to have all these All-Stars from a couple of years ago be playing the play-on game now. You have the Suns, you got Beal, you got Booker, and you got KD. And then with the Lakers, you got obviously LeBron and AD and those guys.
4, 5,
so
6, 7,
it's going to be interesting playing series here we got in the next couple of weeks.
But 8 games, 7 games. Yeah, so most teams about have 8-7 games. Like even if the Suns were to fall off and just start losing, they can even slide out. It's literally everybody in the play-in tournament can fall out if they just start losing. Because the Pelicans, they're not guaranteed technically. They're just not guaranteed 1 through 6 seed. They're guaranteed to make at least the play-in.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it's just, dude.
In the West, though, the top 3 seeds, the Thunder, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves.
The fact that the Timberwolves, bro,
are the 3 top. I mean, who's gonna win the West?
I'm like, because people are like, you want to say like, oh, the Nuggets are gonna go back to back, dude. This young Thunder team, bro.
Yeah.
This young Thunder, and they have so many this. Looking back and like hindsight, this is perfect play by the owner or like the GM. The GM. Because I remember back like when they traded Russell, they were trading everybody, and everybody was like, like why would you make all these like picks after picks are like going, but they're getting all these picks.
Yeah.
And looking at it now, like it's just crazy.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. So now it works out for them, and then you have the Timberwolves too, who have Anthony Edwards, and then they have the Twin Towers down low with Cat and Rudy Gobert, and they're 1 game out of the Thunder for being in first place. So you can't. And Anthony Edwards he's been a different animal this year.
Oh Lord!
If you're the Nuggets, I mean, if you're Jokic,
the Nuggets aren't safe.
Honestly.
The Nuggets have a first round probable guaranteed lock, and then after that, I mean, because then the next team after that is only 4 games off is the Clippers, and assuming if the Nuggets sit where they're at, it's what. Only the top 8 are actual playoffs. That means the next round.
They'll play the 7
They'll probably play the 4 or 5 seed. Or the 2. So they'll play the 7 seed.
It's the Kings. And the Kings are no joke either.
The Kings, it's not like the Kings suck. They're just not a... They're just record. So really, there is no guarantees. And looking at the East, though, I mean, the Celtics... Now, this is the definition for like how we said it's World Series or bust.
Yeah.
It's finals championship with a ring on everybody's finger.
Oh, no, for sure. I mean...
Like, you guys are steamrolling.
11 games are up at first.
Like, you're steamrolling.
I think they have the best starting 5 in the league. I mean, when you have... you have 2 All-Stars, obviously, and then 3 guys who could be All-Stars or have been All-Stars. And then the Bucks have fallen off since they got Doc Rivers, but you still have Giannis and those guys. Yeah. And then the Cavs are a surprise to me, kind of, because they were good last year, but I didn't think Donovan Mitchell was actually going to lead them to the playoffs this year, or like a top seed in the playoffs.
Not as you mean.
And then the Knicks, the Magic are surprising too. And then
Orlando Magic.
Like you were saying earlier, the Nets are the 11th seed. But they're, 17 games under 500? Or, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or 46 months.
Yeah, 17 games.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
17 games under 500, and in the West, the 11 seed is 2 games over 500. So it's like it's like you flip the script on the other
It's
side.
insane how like crappy the East is. Like
Yeah.
it's just like comparing it. When in comparison to the West, it's not even close. Because the West, their worst team would be tied for 13th in our division.
Yeah.
The Spurs have a better record than my terrible Wizards and the Detroit Pistons. And the Pistons have been a poverty franchise for I don't know how
For a
long.
while.
The Wizards are just becoming a poverty franchise. The Hornets might as well be one.
No, the Hornets are a poverty franchise
And the
too.
Raptors, I don't know what happened. I actually don't know what happened with the Raptors. Oh, everybody's out. Scotty Barnes is
Yeah,
out.
they're all hurt.
Yeah, quickly's day to day.
We got rid of
Game time
Van
decision.
Fleet too. In the
Trent's
offseason,
out.
so.
Yeah, RJ Barrett out. I
Yeah.
mean, Chris Boucher, or Chris Boucher. They're both of their centers. Well, I mean, Jacob Pirtle,
yeah.
terrible, but still both their centers. So it really is just injury nation up in the six.
But the thing is,
OVO,
as a Celtics fan, that I'm scared of is that which we clinched the 1 seed, we'll have to play the 8 seed, which is the Sixers, or the Heat. So the Heat give us problems all the time. Jimmy buckets, and then the with Joel Embiid, the former MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, either one of those teams could beat us.
And the thing is with the Heat, these fools don't turn it up till playoffs. Like the Heat are never like sorry. They're just not. It just makes no sense. Like last year, how are you the 8 seed and get to the finals?
Dude, it's like Caleb Martin and freaking what's the other dude's name? Like they have Duncan Robinson, like all these role players just be giving us buckets.
Just heat up. Like I'm looking at player stats right now.
What's the dude who went to the Lakers? The guard.
I was on what the
Heat last year. I forget his name.
I have to look at the roster.
Yeah, he's on the Lakers now.
Give me a sec.
Gabe Vincent.
Oh yeah.
He gave us buckets too.
He was cooking, bro.
It's just like these role players just kill us in the finals. But
looking at this Heat roster, I mean, player stats wise, I mean, averages. Jimmy Butler is the highest one, averaging 21, while you guys have Jason Tatum averaging 27. Yeah. So it's like, because their top three, they have 7 guys in double figures and 1 guy at 9.9. So we'll say 8. And then if you look at your Celtics, assuming you would play them first round, this is assuming the Heat, if the playoff picture is what it is right now and it stays, then the Heat lose to the Sixers first round, then they win the second game in order to get the 8 seed. I mean, comparing to you guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5 people. But that's because, I mean, but there's a spread out. You guys have 20, Jason Tatum damn near 30, Jaylen Brown's at 23, Porzingis, your center, at 20, Derek White, 15, and then Drew Holiday at 13. So that's the difference, is that the Heat, everybody's at like low 10s, but they're averaging 10.
Yeah. And I think we're a better team this year too, with like the depth that we have. Like last year we just had Tatum and Brown, and then like Al Horford was our third best player. So
literally last year Al Horford. This year, like your guards are actually not surprising, but are
pretty good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't see much about that, but I mean that's honestly all for basketball. Looking at it now, because besides the fact that there's really no only teams that even have a chance that are outside the playoff picture is the Rockets on the West and the Nets on the East. Everybody else is in the playoff picture. Everybody else is either eliminated or in. Yeah. And then, I mean, we could talk about a little bit about NCAA women's basketball real quick. They're close to the Final Four. South Carolina, back for the 4th. They're the 7th team to go 4 in a row to the Final Four. NC State, for the women's, also makes the Final Four. I mean, they're the only school to have 2 teams as of now. Because if UConn women's beat USC, which would be crazy.
And then, Iowa and LSU play tonight. That's going to be a great game. I'm going to tune into that for sure.
Last year's championship games for both men's and women's, they have a rematch before the championship game because LSU versus Iowa right now.
And then San Diego State.
They play in literally an hour, so we'll see how that goes. Definitely get updated about that on Thursday before Final Four weekend. Mm-hmm. And then, because their Final Four starts on the 5th, which is that's
crazy.
Odd because that's before the guys, but the guys already finished.
And then you got USC and UConn. You got
Juju Watkins and Paige Beckers. That's the only ones I know for real.
Yeah. Juju Watkins, she's a freshman too, so she's been giving the women buckets. So So that's.
I can't look at their stats for. I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, we all know Caitlin Clark. She's
top
dog in the women's basketball. Probably gonna be the first overall pick.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if she's smart, she's gonna make this money as much as possible, which I think most players need to do with their NIL deals.
Yeah.
I mean, like Jerry McCain, Rob Dillingham, Caleb Love, and a couple others are on a clothing brand right now. Mm-hmm. They have that going. I mean, Jerry McCain on his TikTok page all the time. I mean, he's definitely making some kind of money with that TikTok page.
For sure.
I wouldn't blame him. I mean, I'm liking all the videos, so it is what it is. And then just looking around, like all these NIL deals are getting tossed left and right. For women's, I'm like they're making. I think they're getting paid more with these deals than they would be getting paid in the WNBA.
Oh yeah, they definitely do like not scam, but like they underpay WNBA players too.
Do.
So
no, they definitely do.
I think the NIL deal does help.
What they should be getting paid. It's just because of the fact, and obviously like now it's like I remember the biggest arguments like viewership this, viewership that, but I'm like that can't be. There's like that's the only reason. Like that's so fake.
Yeah.
Because I know the channels are airing the games on, especially during
ESPN and all that. Like,
yeah,
of course they're getting.
I'm like they're only going for a whole they only play 30 games within all of summer, literally from June to mid-August, late August. Mm-hmm. So like that's only 3 months realistically. Like that's not. I feel like there's so much politics into sports.
Yeah, and
especially when it comes to the women's side of it.
And Kayla Clark's going to help that out a lot because
she's definitely
one of the best players. Like
her, Angel Reese, and I mean even though unfortunately Angel Reese's name has been like trashed on because. I mean, there's so many obviously reasons you can make, but I'm not I'm not gonna hop into that aspect of it. Yeah. But her name is still popular. Flau'jae Johnson, who's also shout out the rap game. I watched that growing up. She's popular. So it's like the names are gonna start flowing through. And I think because of this this surge within NCAA women's basketball is gonna help out the WNBA.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But that mostly wraps up the main sports that we focus on, which is basketball, football. Or there's barely any football because it's off season.
Yeah.
Basketball for men's, college, women's, men's, and then the NBA. And Major League Baseball is just started, so there's a lot more to come for that. That's a whole, so I got another 150-something games left. So.
We'll be back for sure with more.
Be back with more for the week, for the rewind, and also fast forward, because we got to look forward to the next week.
Yeah.
But thank you all so much for watching. Once again, it's Jacob Gardner.
Jay Harrison.
And Sports Rewind signing out.